Welcome back to Jenna's Kitchen. Cheesecake. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of it? Creamy, delicious, high in dessert. Any of that is correct. So today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious cheesecake at home. Let's get started. The first thing that we have to do when making our cheesecake is make the crust. So we're going to crush up some graham crackers until we have 1 1/3 cup of finely crushed graham cracker crumbs. So let's do this. Take a bunch of graham crackers and break them in half. It's fun to do, especially when you hear the crunching sound. Listen. Love it. Alright, don't overfill it. So kind of arrange them. Take our top, put it on, get it secure, and pulse. Alright, these are nice and fine. Now we're going to put them in our 1 cup measuring cup. And if you see any like big hunks, then take those out and repulse them because we don't want like a big chunk of graham cracker in our cheesecake. Just keep crushing graham crackers until you have 1 1/3 cup. So we have our 1 1/3 cup of crushed graham cracker crumbs. We have 3 tablespoons of sugar and 1/3 cup of melted butter. So now we're just gonna combine all of this. It's gonna make a nice crust that's gonna pack really, really well into our springform pan. And mix this together. Okay, so we have our crust all mixed together. Now we're gonna put it in our springform pan and we're gonna pack it down real tight. That way when you cut in your cheesecake and when you pick it up, the crust doesn't kind of like fall off and then you got this little mess that we don't wanna deal with. So take all of your crust, put it in your springform pan. Also make sure your springform pan is locked because if it's not, then some of the crust is gonna fall out. Won't be a very good day for you. Spread it lightly for the first time and then take your spatula and start packing it. You wanna pack it really, really, really tight all together. That way the crust stays together when it's baking and when you cut into it, it's gonna make a very nice crust and cheesecake. Make sure the middle also does not have like this huge mound of crust because if it does, then the cheesecake is gonna like mostly go out to the edges. And when you cut it, you're gonna have like this huge mound of crust and when you bite it, it's gonna be like a lot of crust and not a lot of cheesecake, and that's not what we want today. We want a nice even cheesecake that's gonna stay together and be delicious. Our cheesecake crust is packed and ready to go, and now we're going to make the filling. The thing that we're gonna do is make the filling. The filling is pretty simple. It's only got like 5 ingredients. So the first thing that you're gonna do is take 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese and soften them. Then we're gonna take this big old bowl of cream cheese. Take our spatula because I can guarantee this is not gonna come out on its own, or maybe it will. Now, whether or not I can move it, okay. You want to get all the cream cheesy because it's called a cheesecake for a reason. The thing that we're gonna do is make the filling. The filling is pretty simple. It's only got like 5 ingredients. So the first thing that you're gonna do is take 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese and soften them. Then we're gonna take this big old bowl of cream cheese. Take our spatula because I can guarantee this is not gonna come out on its own, or maybe it will. Now, whether or not I can move it, okay. You want to get all the cream cheesy goodness. This is called a cheesecake for a reason. I probably am too tall right now, aren't I? Here, let's do this. You want to get all the cream cheesy goodness because this is called a cheesecake for a reason. Next, we're going to add 1 cup of sugar and just cream this together until it's nice and mixed. So once you have this nice and smooth, you're gonna wanna add 3 eggs. You wanna add them 1 at a time, but if you have them in a bowl, like me, you're just gonna kinda wanna estimate 1 egg and mix it up. All right, while this is mixing, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of vanilla. The last and final step of the filling is to take 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, pour it in, and gently stir it. should be nice and smooth. We have our cheesecake batter nice and mixed, and now we're going to pour it into our springform pan. So let's pick it up, move this a little closer, and pour. Okay, so I'm using a 9-inch springform pan, but you can use a 10-inch. It'll be a little bit thinner than my 9-inch, but the recipe will still work just fine. In our springform pan, you're gonna wanna bake it at 300 degrees for an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Now, if the center is still kind of jiggly, that is okay. It will set when you pop it in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours to chill. Quick tip, when putting your cheesecake in the oven and pulling it out, it is much easier to put it on a cookie sheet. That way it's like easier to grab without damaging your precious cheesecake. And if it overflows when it's baking, it's gonna overflow onto your tray and not in the oven, because that would be bad. We just got our cake out of the oven, and now we're gonna take our offset spatula and gently kind of run it around the sides, kind of loosen the cheesecake a little bit. The reason you want to run it around the sides is that way once it has cooled in the refrigerator, once you take it out and pop it up, it's going to come out nice and easily. Everybody in my family likes a different topping. My mom and I like cherry pie filling and peach pie filling. My dad likes it plain. My brother likes blueberry pie filling. So like there's a few different ways you can do it. You can cut it in half, make 2 different filling toppings. We're going to call them toppings. So if you like this video, please like it and comment down below, and subscribe to Jenna's Kitchen. Plus, don't forget to share this with your cheesecake loving friends. And if you make your own cheesecake and share it on social media, be sure to tag Jenna's Kitchen 16. Alright, see you guys next time. I got some cheesecake to eat.